Okay, there it is. So yeah, what I'm going to talk about, let me share my screen, how to get the students working more collaboratively and so that we can see it in real time.
Yes.
I used to use Google Slides a lot, but I found that, I mean, it's a good program, but it was an extra platform. It was outside MS Teams. So
Yes.
I came across this idea where you can actually upload PowerPoints, or you can even start a new one, but I'll do the upload one.
Mhm.
So I upload a PowerPoint to the actual MS Teams files,
Mhm.
and then I have all the students open the PowerPoint, and then we can all work on it together.
Yes.
So if everybody wants to just join with me, you
Right. So
can
we all need to
see
get into
how,
teams,
well, I
into
mean, we're all
five.
in teams. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then I can show you actually how the students can do it. So if you go into files, it's just the last one, the workshop.
You need to be on the general channel, not the EMI team channel.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
not the channel we're meeting in.
Okay.
Thanks, partner.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah,
Correct.
it'll be in general, and then under files, and
So I
then
could just delete all
the
this,
next one.
and it's real time.
Well,
Hey?
you're not going to though, are
That's what
you?
I'm thinking. Why would you say such a thing?
Yeah. Well,
That's
in
what I would
theory,
have
I
done at
mean,
school.
anything
I'm
could go
sure.
wrong in theory. I mean, we're not going to play worst case scenario. So yeah, so this is what I would then upload, and you can take any PowerPoint that you have, maybe you have an existing one, and then what I usually do is I just add slides to the bottom, and this is where I would get them to maybe work on a paragraph or whatever. I added some slides that, I would use. These are from one of my PowerPoints. And so what you can see up here is you can see, if you're looking at my screen, the people that have joined. Okay, so I can
Okay.
keep track of everybody up here to be like, okay, who's on, who's not. And then also when they move to a certain slide, you can see where they are. So I can see that Danielle is on slide 4. I can see that some people are on slide 1, and you can see them moving around from slide to slide. And then you could even, so for example, maybe this is the first activity. I can say, okay, girls, go to slide 3. We're going to do fill in the blanks. And for this one, they're all movable. So I can say, okay, Adam, can you do question number 1? And so Adam's going to kind of go on slide 1 and see which one he wants to put in. Yeah, so he can move it around. So that obviously allows the students to kind of in real time be working together. So that's one example. Another thing, if everybody goes to slide 4, it's kind of the same idea, but this is a screenshot from the book. Actually, the other one's a screenshot from the book too. I just made a drag and drop. So slide 4, also the girls can actually type in it. So I can say, okay, Adam, you're in charge of mountain biking. Danielle, can you do the scuba diving? So-and-so do the paddleboarding. And then they can all I can see them typing. I can see, who's working, who's not. So that's good. And then, like I said, one big thing that I actually started using this for is because I wanted to see them writing. Because if I say go into Padlet, I mean, Padlet's great, but Padlet sometimes there's a lag, and then you can only see when they do upload it. Like same with Nearpod, the collaboration space, you can see it if you do the teacher view, but I just like this because we can all kind of work together, and I can move from slide to slide and be like, okay, well, Nargis is working slow on this one as she's typing. And also what I like is that I can make comments. So for example, if someone, Adam, go to slide 7 and write something. So Adam's writing, he's being defiant, but I can I can make a comment. I can say, please use full stops. Okay, so now he sees that I've actually made a comment into his slide.
Okay.
And then he can reply, like I've had students reply saying like, I'm finished, or I did it, or whatever. I always have a section for their name. That way you can easily, see who's whose. You don't have to be
Yes.
like, what slide are you?
Yeah.
So this also allows me to give feedback in real time. So I can say, hey, don't forget to do this. You need to change this, move this around. Sometimes what I do is they get a little confused when I do this. So I'll maybe say, maybe they made a spelling mistake, so I'll highlight it. But then they don't know how to change that. So it just stays highlighted. So sometimes I don't like to always do that. I'll go back and change it. But you can type in where they're having a mistake, where they're having issues. So yeah, and like I said, this one also I just did a screenshot. At first I didn't have the screenshot. They were all separate pieces and they were moving them around. It was just confusing. So what I did was I just take a background. I take a screenshot and use that as the background, and then I just add text boxes so that they can just fill it in. Okay, then they just type in here, and then I would just add that. So this allows them to not move anything around if you want to keep things in place. And then yeah, so that's it. That's basically all I do. It just is a good way to make sure that everybody's working. You can, it keeps track of it. So this is always going to be here. Unless somebody deletes it, of course, but we're optimistic people. We don't think that's going to happen. And to be honest, you can probably save it now that I think about it. I don't know if you can see it. You can save a copy. I haven't done that. Or you can even download it. So I haven't done that. So once they're all finished, everything, especially if it's a big writing assignment, you can just download it and save it to your 9G file or whatever, and then you have all of their information in a nice file. So yeah, that's all I do.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Any questions, please? Because this is amazing.
No questions, but I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Also, not just I like PowerPoint because you can add lots of slides. So if you just on the fly, maybe you're teaching a class and you're like, oh, I need something real fast. You can just go to new and just, insert a PowerPoint. So I'm just whatever fast. And then you can say, okay, girls, maybe they just on a fly, you need something real fast. So you can just say, okay, let's go to the PowerPoint. I'm going to assign them something writing. So it doesn't have to be necessarily something that you just, duplicate all the slides. It doesn't have to always be something that you've planned. Also, adding a document, there's, you can add a doc and then everybody can work on the doc. You can do the same thing. You can make like a table. Everybody has like a box where they're writing in it. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Kerry. This is lovely. I think what I'm impressed with, which I didn't see in your lesson, was the use of the comments box.
Oh, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but this
it's always different and when you're being observed. You don't do the things you
I know that because you're kind of, in the moment, but now you're a bit more relaxed. So this is, and the quality of the PowerPoint, it's just amazing. The comment box, I like it because sometimes when you're working in the PowerPoint and you make a comment in it, it gets very cluttered.
Yeah. And also this, it's each student, it's for them. It doesn't just get lost in it. It's on their slide and they reply and, then we can kind of go back and forth. And like I said, it's more just documenting. I've noticed this. I've been giving, feedback to them. So that's why I like it.
Brilliant. Any more questions or feedback?
I have one thing. I think this is a very excellent method, for collaborative work. And I want to ask you, Carrie, it's the same concept as Google Slides, right?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I love Google Slides. That's where I actually I don't like PowerPoint. I'm used to Google Slides. That's where I make all of my stuff. But I was just finding it was not so much cumbersome, but a little bit where you had to, you had to share, then you had to put the link in. Teacher, I can't get on the link. And like I said, it was outside of MS Teams, where here, all of their work is in MS Teams, which is what the MOE wants us to have. Yeah. Google Slides is just out in the universe somewhere. So, I mean, I love Google Slides, trust me, but it just was, I feel like this is better for the MOE because all of their work is documented. It's
Yes.
saved there. It's not another platform where we have to switch to it.
That's
So
true.
that's why I like it.
I see. This will take me to my question actually, because in our science courses, they have like performance tasks, writing activities. So for example, if there is a group of 4 students and they are working to design a PowerPoint presentations, and they're all working together at the same time, do they need to keep like updating the versions, or everything is on real time?
No, it's in real time. It saves automatically. So yeah, you could give them each one slide. You can say, all right, group 1, your slide 7, group 8, or group 2, your slide 8, and then they can all work on it, and it updates in real time.
I see. Well, that's excellent.
Yeah.
It's very
And
useful,
also, one thing I just found, maybe this is common knowledge, I don't know, but because sometimes I find the slide size is, it's very compact. So I'm just sharing this. Maybe other people know it. I didn't know it, but you can, if you have like a worksheet that you want to just, take a screenshot and it's too big. I didn't know that you could change the slide size. So you go into design, slide size, you go into custom, and then if you just go to A4, you have to go down here, right? There's all these different sizes. You go to A4, change it to portrait, and then now all of your slides are actually going to be in like an A4 size. So if you have, because I found that sometimes I've wanted to take a screenshot, or I've had a paper of a worksheet, but it's the size is off. So this has also been something that I've been using where, or even like you can have them do, like if you have a group project where that little, minuscule, whatever, 4 inches is not enough, you can make it bigger and you could have them actually do an A4 size, which gives them more space to move around and do work, more space for all of them to work if you want to have them work in a group.
Yeah, actually, this is the first time I see this, so thank you.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
No, and I think another thing I wanted to ask is the templates that you use for your presentations, because they look so crisp, so clear. I mean, how do you source these?
Well, it's just me. I just made them. I mean, I'm very particular about certain things. I like things to look nice. So, I mean, it's just.
Okay.
I will say I don't have much experience with PowerPoint. I just have never really used it. Google Slides for me is a lot more user friendly and allows you to be more creative than PowerPoint. I just find it's a lot more intuitive. It's just kind of like bam, bam, bam. I just find PowerPoint cumbersome and difficult to find. Okay, where do I do this? How do I don't know if it's because I got used to Google Slides, but I just find, like these little things like, making a shadow, I know they're not necessary, but for me, because I'm a visual person, I feel that when the students have a presentation that is visually appealing, they're more inclined to actually pay attention. Maybe I'm overselling it, but I think sometimes when I see a presentation that's just kind of blah, it's just black and white and just, boring, I don't want to pay attention to it. So I put myself in the student shoes and I say, okay, make it a little more visually appealing. So I'm kind of big on that, and that's why.
And I'm glad you made that comment about putting yourself in the student shoes, because that's actually one of the things that is part of the improvement plan, about the relationships that we have with students and the whole idea of empathy. And if your kind of empathetic approach extends to even the resources that you create, I think that it's something that when we have these kinds of exchanges, that if we have the awareness about how much energy we're actually putting into doing things, then I feel that even if someone else doesn't pat us on the back and tell us how wonderful we are, I think that intrinsically we should know that, because that to me is a very telling statement, that just based on the fact that you're the type of learner that you are, it allows you to empathize with those students who will get more excited by something visual. So I'm thanking you so much for your effort. And
Yeah, no problem.
you know, I should have let you go last, because now that if I show my PowerPoint, it's going to look okay. So thank you so much.
Okay, no problem.
Moad.